So a 2-year-old normally wouldn't be on her doing tummy time. So we're looking to create the milestone, but she's already past that mentally. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
So again, you can do that whole thing we just did on the back, though, in this position. Just like we did. See how I lightly rotate, transferring weight over to the hand. That whole first lesson we just did, I can do in this position. But again, you feel where the head is starting to get heavy. That shows fatigue, or the cough or the drool. Then just the same thing, you're just going to scoop her, rotate her, and bring her up. And then at this position, bring down through the elbow and then back into laying down. Now, this kind of weight transfer, SMA babies don't get a chance to, and by the way, sorry, my 15-year-old's my baby. So they don't get a chance to feel that initiation or weight transfer. No child lifts the head to sit up. They transfer weight through the pelvis. That is sitting. The second she has to, quote, lift her head to sit up, then again that swallow is going to kick in. She's going to choose the swallow or the breathing. So you're right here, hands just loosely under the head. And again, you're just going to be, it's going to feel like you're sort of pulling her up. But what you're looking to do is feel how the weight of her head transfers into her tush. Because to sit up, we have to push down to sit. Now, if her head feels heavy and you have a hard time and you're here and your fingers just want to stay back, use her cues. This is where you're going to have one hand under the head, and then bring the other one here. And your whole objective right now is just to weight transfer for her to look at you visually. And just watch that breathing. If you see her struggle this way, again, is it because she can't lift her head or she's trying to protect her airway? I'm going to vote she's probably going to try and protect her airway. You can also be right here, a little bit of pressure, and just to see. And also, no child will sit up if the vision's back here. It's physically impossible for you to sit up in this position, especially for her, even with all the muscles in the world. So you sit here and go, get her eyes to come to you, and then you can start to work on that sitting. Is there any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
It is, Michelle. What are we doing here, if I may ask?
Okay, first.
What are we doing? We're doing this to strengthen her back, to strengthen her swallow. What are we doing?
We're here to integrate her breathing, that she can move and breathe at the same time.
Got it.
She's choosing the function of breathing versus the action. Which again, because she's intelligent, but at the same time, she's never had the opportunity to play with her movements to realize that she can breathe and play and move. But everything that I'm showing you too is for her to sit better. So I'm taking over the breathing so she can sit better. She can come up. I'm showing you how to come up to sitting. I can,
okay.
And I know, again, with this, because she wants to be more here versus here.
Yeah.
Right? So now the first thing too is the weight transfer just within the head. Again, you can't, okay, let's put it this way. I use this analogy all the time. I've been to Bhutan twice. If you've never been to Bhutan, if you've never heard of the country, you have no aspirations to going there. You can buy a ticket right now and go fly. But you're not going to do something you don't know is possible. That's the same thing with her movements. If she doesn't know how to initiate the movements, nothing matters. We can say sit up straight, but if she doesn't understand sitting in her body, not her brain, that's where we're after. So, does that help? Does that clarify your answers?
Yes.
Okay.
I just put it in perspective. Yep.
So, what you're going to do here now, I'm not grabbing the head. I'm just like a little flying carpet coming underneath here. Now, first of all, I say to myself, does this head feel heavy? Right? And now you can practice this on your other daughter and you can feel the difference, what they can do. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just rotate that head back and forth again around the breathing. You really want to note that at first. But when I rock back and forth, in a sense, I am lifting and going down. I'm lifting and going down. I'm not doing this. So I'm here, and now when I start to feel that her head is not as heavy, now I'm going to go push up a little bit in the neck and then scoop just her head so she can start feeling again this transfer. Now you want to get really slow with this, because with losing the swallow, she's managing her secretions in the back of her throat versus coming down, right? So you don't want to go too fast that she goes or she just, spits up. And at first, again, it might seem like you're just doing this. And you can see that in the one SMA video that I'm doing with Malachi. Just this really nice little gentle movements. Now, eventually, they'll get in where you can come under the shoulders and let her feel that weight transfer, sort of a pre-sit, and come under again on this side. Now, also one of the biggest milestones that people take for granted, see how she's weight transferring onto the elbow, back of hand, and coming back off.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't weight transfer to here, you're not going to weight transfer on your foot from heel to toe.
Yeah.
Okay? All these little movements become more sophisticated movements that, again, like you said, we sort of take for granted. Our kids just sort of grow up. So same thing, I'm rolling to the pelvis, I'm rolling to the pelvis. Now this might not happen on the first try, believe me. You're going to want to work up to this. Eventually she's going elbow to hand. Now if you suddenly...
God.
What?
I think that would be amazing if that happened.
Right, but again, if she's being taught, lift the head up, come on, like that. See how there's no weight transfer coming onto my doll? And then she just goes like this. Right? Scoop, weight transfer. Julia is much more low tone. Even though she got her Sprinzraz at earlier age, she's a very wee little girl. She's very, very low tone.
But she's starting to learn to crawl now, isn't she?
Yeah. But the first thing we have to do now with the crawling, again, when you're doing tummy time, another position, you're just again under the head and then under the chest cavity, right? And now see how we can start doing that weight transfer onto the hands, right?
Yeah.
Versus expecting the child to do this, which is probably what your physio's doing, and do that.
That's exactly what we're doing.
No baby does that. A baby cannot do that. What a baby would do is they push down on their pubic bone and that lifts the head, like a seesaw. You and I can do a head lift, a child cannot. Under 2.
For her, she can't even try to.
But it's not in existence. If she just lifts her head, first of all, I can't play. My hands are busy holding my head up. I can't go get a ball, so what's the point? It's like having a car without the wheels on it. I've got a car, but I'm not going to go anywhere. It's I don't understand why people don't see the same with children.
Yeah.
So now I can come all the way down here, and guess what? So I'm down to like the diaper level, but now I'm weight transferring on the knees. See, and now she's getting higher, and she's getting higher with the vision. Now again, you might have to just again hold the head up, but I want that swallow. And then what starts to happen is she looks at you, and then that's it, you drop that belly. Come up and drop that belly. But again, we want to make sure the breathing's okay. So this might be a couple of weeks out, but I'm just showing you where it goes into. And then I can scoop and push back, and she starts to bear weight on the knees. See again, the more the weight transfer. If you watch your daughters play, there's no such thing as on all fours or even standing. They're in and out of it, but they don't hold a position, nor do we. And I just saw a video like in a kid, and the mom's so proud, and she goes, "Look, he's in all fours." And I'm like, yeah, but when a baby's in all fours, again, like this, I can't play. Because anytime I move my hand or go to crawl, I'm going to fall down.
Yeah.
So, it'll take me about 24 hours to get this loaded up. I'm going to try Dropbox because of the YouTube and stuff, that the restriction that you have in Egypt. But you let me know if there's another way of getting the video to you but Dropbox should be fine. And then we can go from there.
Okay.
It was a pleasure. Like I said, sorry.
How many times I should do this every day, right, Michelle? For how long?
Just give me a college try see if you can incorporate around 2 hours. Now, if you're just going to diaper her, just work on her. If you're going to do a bath, it doesn't have to be 2 hours straight or whatever. If it's 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, that's where it's going to be more functional, for her. Just try it at least a couple of bits for the next week, and then just get back to me. Are we seeing something a little bit and whatever, and then we can adjust the program to Layla's, information, what she's giving us.
All right. Okay.
Right, sweetheart?
All right. Sounds good.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much for that. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.